So with the Nether Hub complete, I can get back to what inspired me to get started on the Nether Hub, and that's finish my Nether tunnels. So on this episode, I'm going to be working on those and kind of doing a bit of a tour. A lot of these tunnels go to overworld locations, which we can go over to our map, and you can see what those are. We have a map on the top of our tower here. I need to sleep. 1 second. So we mapped a pretty big section of our world out. This is our starting island right here, and these are one to 1/4 or 1 to 4 ratio maps. So that's 1,024 blocks on each side. But so I'm not actually sure. With 1.18 coming out, we might be trimming the world so that some of the new terrain is a little bit closer to us. There are some areas that we're going to preserve here, and some overworld locations that are special to us, which is really nice with the biome blending. That they're not just going to be like weird chunk borders and everything. But I have to discuss with my daughter and my wife too, who plays on here sometimes, what we actually want to keep and what we're actually going to trim. This episode's kind of going to be me finishing up the areas I know we're going to keep, making the nether tunnels out there, and kind of doing a tour of some of our farther areas out and the builds that are out there. Some are quite old, some I'm not that proud of, but it's good to see things that didn't turn out the way that we wanted to, or just builds that are just builds. So here over on a test world, these are the nether tunnel designs. I have one design for each biome in the nether, and they all have the exact same block layout. So if you look here, they're all on soul sand. I did actually change this when I'm actually building it. The ones I have in the server right now are all soil. So even if you don't have the enchantment, you can still run at normal speed. But all of the builds carry the same solid block, 3 wall, solid block, walls on top, accent block, stairs, and then slabs on here. So how I do it in the server is based on the biome. I can swap out everything. So even ones that have like a little bit of a different biome going through it, they just swap over to those blocks. You'll see it on the server. All right, so I think the rest of the video is I'm going to be kind of creating the tunnels, and then at the endpoints of them, I'll do a little tour of what's out there and why we're keeping it. So it'll be some quick time lapses, and then discussions of the outer locations. All right, well, that's all the tunnels I'm going to make right now. I think that covers everything that all the overworld locations, and I think I'm going to make a couple other tunnels that go out to some more remote areas in the Nether. Like, there's a couple of bastions that I want to take Nether tunnels to. There are a couple farms. I think really just the Wither farm that I don't have a tunnel directly to right now. But anyway, now we can actually go look and see what I made and kind of give a tour of the farther overworld locations that exist on the server right now. First up on our list is really close right here, and it's our mob switch. This was one of the things we finished relatively recently, and it's really simple. It's just a zombie villager. I have enough that two people can be on the server without having to worry about mob spawning. But God, I should turn mob noises down. It's this is if I turn the chunk borders on, this is the edge of our spawn chunks, and this is outside the spawn chunk. So if I flip this switch, the water pushes everybody over, and now when I leave here, these entities won't be. Let me turn that off. These entities won't be loaded anymore, and then monsters can spawn other places in the world. And I'm going to leave the mob switch off so that I can show some of the farms that we have out at various locations. And with these nether tunnels, since I kept to the same design or same layout for all of these, this nether waste biome is my least favorite build or design, I guess. And we'll talk about that. This is after we get through. This is our tree farm. Well, our big tree farm, I guess. And I just decorated the portal a little bit. I don't think I've slept in a while, so. Alright, that's better. So this is our tree farm for big stuff. Oh man. Mobs? No, thank you. I'm actually going to fly away so that they despawn. Okay, hopefully that despawned everything. But this is a couple different farms all in one. They're all tree farms, but this is I have two Ilmango builds here that are a little bit modified. This is a bone meal farm. It uses the moss block to convert. You can see the bone meal coming up over there. Eventually they'll come down here while I'm waiting on that. This is also part of an Ilmango tree farm from several versions ago. I think the tree farm it came from doesn't work anymore, but this part does, and I just kind of repurposed it for something else. But so yeah, you can see bone meal comes out here. Let me take some for what we need. Get rid of these seeds. But yeah, so this is a multi farm, a multi tree farm, I guess. Let me grab some spruce. I initially built it for spruce trees. I don't have very many trees here or saplings. No, this is something I designed. It's just a simple semi-manual tree farm. It's got vines everywhere now. Hopefully it doesn't cause problems. Oh man, that does. Alright, vine's gone. Tree grows. push the tree, it gets pushed forward, and then you can grow the next one here. And all of these just kind of reclaim and smash the leaves up, so it reclaims the wood. But that just pushes the trees out into this area. Then over on this side, I have the same thing for the warped and the crimson trees. If we get a mushroom, which this is a mushroom harvester farm, I guess. So if you add bone meal in here, it bone meals up top. Can't see it. Have to jump up. It's going to be done by the time I get up there. But here, let me add a little bit more. I can add 10 more. So at the end, it just washes everything over. And then it just 2 item filters. One gets the crimson, another one gets the warped. And then everything else that I don't need, all of these roots and stuff, just gets bone mealed and gives me a little bit bone meal return. But the actual farm here, this is a modified farm from Crimulus, I think how you pronounce his name. But he did a fully like AFK version of this, and I didn't want that, so I made one that was more just manual farm. But plant one there, plant one on both sides. I only have the one crimson, and oh man, I forgot which button does what now. I haven't operated this in a little while. It's the middle one. Yeah, the middle one pushes everything forward. And, you just keep doing that, and then it gets over there. Out over the blast chamber. And the blast chamber here has 2 different modes of operation. One's just a timed one that will blow everything up. It has a hopper clock, and so every once in a while, there you go. It just keeps sending TNT out. And then I have a manual mode too. If you want to do some other trees, I just did a bunch of dark oak. Let's do one. And this is the item sorter right here, by the way. So items come down and then it sorts everything out. There is this other note block here. It gets rid of the water, pushes this dirt up. You can bone meal your tree. For the dark oak, I like to just pearl up here and then trim all the leaves to at least get the some of the saplings back. I don't have a whole lot over here, so I've been trying to do this to collect and get my stock up. Anyway, turn that back on, wash everything down. Then there's also a manual mode. Just hit a note block over here. You usually have to do this twice for these larger 4x4. One more time. Anyway, that's this area. Doesn't look very pretty. I'd prefer to make like some sort of enclosure around it, but it just got so big. And other than like buildings, I'm not really sure what to do with it as a pretty covering. But let's go on to the next spot. Oh yeah. So I was saying about um, this tunnel design. It's my least favorite of the different biome designs, and I tried to use all the materials that were located in the biome in some way, but it didn't have any. There's no slabs that I hadn't used otherwise, so I ended up having to use the dark oak, and I don't really care for it too much, but it's the best I got. If anybody else has any ideas, I'd love to hear it. And oh yeah, here's our witch farm. I have one addition to actually make out here. You get up. Oh yeah, I'm gonna change something out here as well. All right, come here. This is gonna be your new home. Come on. I went and had to find find this cat from a overworld witch hut. Hopefully they stay here and don't get hurt. But yeah, I just rebuilt a witch hut here. This is the farm. This was like a super ideal spot. If you take a look here, this was so the witch farm was where that build is at right there. But this was the swamp. This is how it looked. I didn't do anything. There was very little land, nothing. I didn't have to do much of any work to make it just perfect. But this was the platform that I used when I made it, and I'd like to incorporate it into the build a bit more. So I guess we'll do a quick time lapse, and I'll just finish it up, and then we'll catch back once I'm done. So at some point, I checked my schematic material list and just never turned it off. So I apologize for the material list you're going to see in the bottom right hand corner for far too long. All right, well, that build is complete. Just left to take down the old AFK spot. Ooh, almost fell. That would have been bad. Well, not too bad. I have died more times than I would like on scaffolding by falling down and taking full fall damage on it, or trying to fly through it and missing it. If you couldn't tell, I built this after I built a guardian farm, and every problem looked like it needed prismarine blocks. But so I just kept it the same stuff. Not a really pretty build. This is a Nembon build for a witch farm, and it's just a shifting floor farm. And yeah, still great. But underneath here, you can see that the floor shifts, and then the trapdoors move them back and forth. And it only moves back and forth when there's entities there. There's tripwires that trigger all that stuff. But they come down and they get entity crammed. There's a whole bunch of mine carts there. They just die, and then you get all their items. It's a pretty good farm. I recommend it for people. You get redstone, you get gunpowder, you get glowstone, sugar, sticks, spider's eyes, and glass bottles. More than much of anything. Mostly just useful for the gunpowder and redstone. This is still where I get most of my redstone from, but the gunpowder, the new gas farm, does that now. So I clean up all my mess. I think so. All right, so all the way up. So just a bubble column to take me up. And now, close the door. Oh yeah. To get those out of there. Need to light this up. Bring a lantern or something back later, but Alright, so hopefully this should link up with the Nether. And it does. Alright, great. Alright, on to the next farm, or location. I do have an old skeleton and zombie farm. This is actually the first farm that we built on the server. Just real quick, it's being overrun by hoglins now, or piglins now. But just has lava that dispenses. So it lava, and then you hit it, and then they all die. And then the items come out and get sorted. Bones, arrows, and oh yeah, this is a double skeleton spawner. So we got one here, and I updated this with tinted glass a little while ago, but this was done like years ago. And down here with the pointless same thing. I don't have any windows in here, but there's a zombie spawner inside there. If I ever need any rotten flesh. I actually don't remember what the next thing down here is. Is it... Here you get to see the Basalt Delta design. It actually runs through another fortress. Guardian Farm. Okay, so out this way is the Wither Farm. It's out like another 1,000 blocks that way, so I'm not building this out there yet. But out here is the Guardian Farm, and this is a turning point for me as a Minecraft player. Here's my portal for this one. But this was a really big project. This was the biggest project that I had done. Let me make it daytime. If we could overlook. So you can see the original temple is, I left it mainly intact. I drained the whole thing up to the edges, and then I had put soul sand down at the bottom and made this shifting, or this like stair stepped down trapdoors to get all the guardians to go in. And I wanted to do like a step ladder, or I forget what they're called. They're like a natural step well. You see them in Middle East and like Asia. But it was really neat. I built the whole thing with blocks from the farm. I didn't have to. So as I built this part first, and then as I was building this, it was making all the materials that I needed. But it was the first time I tried to make something look nice, and so there's like little windows behind all of these, and I'm still happy with it. It's okay. I would do things a lot differently now, but I'm more happy with the inside here. So I did this spiral drop down, where this is where the guardians come and fall. And then there's a little stairway that goes down. And I carried the spiral design going down here with lights and everything. And for a lot of my builds, before we built the mob switch, let me get away so I'm not just hearing them die all the time. Almost all my builds, I made sure all of my builds had 0 spawnable spaces for mobs, and usually I would do that with using like non-full blocks and stuff like that. But so down here So they die, and yeah, and then the items get sent along. Normal item filter with an overflow. Is there anything in here? No. And then each item gets sent to a dropper and uh, a bubble column that goes back up. So when in operation, you really never need to come down here. This was just me having fun building. Let's see, and I wanted to fill this out, put stuff in here, but never got around to it. My daughter and I were going to work on some designs, and we just never did. But behind this little wall here, this is where all the items are at. Why is there a chicken in here? Okay, but so it produces a lot of cod, and it produces some ink still. So some squid and some cod still grow or spawn up there, but for the most part, it has produces tons of prismarine crystals and shards. I've never ever really needed any past when I built the farm in the first place. But then we came in that portal, but if we come in this portal, it still goes to the same one. But all right, that's that one. I like the this is my favorite design, by the way. The soul sand is my least favorite. Basalt delta is my most favorite. I like the lava and the chains and all of that, and the particle effects in the biome. It's really neat biome just in general. All the biomes are pretty nice though. And then let's see, off this wing, I don't really have anything. Out really far, there's a copper and deep slate mine, um, but it's really just a hole in the ground. And this is also how we get to a blaze farm that's like over here, but it's we don't need to go see it. Down this way is a few things. Oh yeah, okay, the war village. This is my daughter and I. We wanted to do raids when they were added, so we took a nearby village and we decided that was the war village. Okay. So this village here, well, it started off several different ways. Just a little coastal village, and we relocated a sunken ship and raised it, and then added, flags and a mast and everything back onto it. And we had a severe problem with golems in the village, in our main village. We actually still do. There's the our main village started to look like this, and our solution was we dug a big hole. Our village is over here. We dug a big hole. I think I can actually get down here. This, yes, if I rock it down. Nope, 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 nope. I can't make it. Yes. So this tunnel goes all the way to our town, and we ended up funneling all of the golems down into here and getting them to come over to this village. And they would rock it up, and then they came here. And then in this village, we kind of fortified it. We built a wall here, and there's actually like these little kennels up here that I designed. Let's see, excuse me, guys. Oh, good, there's some in here. If I can close, these doors. I need. Why are you guys? crammed in there so much? Okay, okay. I can do this. And just the last one. Alright. So we would actually take golems and lead them in there. And then we would trigger a raid. We would get the bad omen effect and come in. And the raid spawns out in this area. And then there's dispensers in here and gates that open up. So if you push this button, water flows, and then the golems get stuck. Oh wait, no, this should be open. So the golems would be pushed out here, and then they would fight the raid for us. And we basically weren't even needed. They would just fight the raid for us, but we had to get hits in to get drops. So they actually were a little bit too good. Close that off. But we had a couple of those dispensers here at various points to take care of that. But it was fun. I think we'll redo something like that. I have to figure out a way to get rid of all these golems. And in the next video that I'm going to do is going to be kind of on our actual town. And you will see that we have this problem again, and I don't know how to solve it. So I know what's causing it, but I just need a way of getting rid of the golems. I'd rather not kill them because my town rating will go down a lot, but I have to do something. It's become a serious problem. I have an unlabeled one here. This one is just an empty ocean monument. Daughter and I came out, and this was our first time that we cleared an ocean monument. So that's all it is, just a cleared out ocean monument. It's all lit up. If I go open the door over here, I will get shot in the face. Yes. Hey guys. But yeah, we got all our sponges and everything out of here, and we just kind of left it just as kind of we didn't want to change it too much, so we just left it how it was. Just a special memory place. And the last spot is when my wife joined our server. She had watched me and my daughter play, and she eventually got intrigued and wanted to join. So we had already been on the server for a while and had things built up, so we didn't think it was fair for a new player just to come on and use our stuff. Let me sleep real quick before I get attacked. So what we did was we made a contract, and we exiled her. We acted as like we role played that she was a stranger to our world, and we took her all the way out here, a couple thousand blocks away, where we had never gone before. And so my wife started here in this witch hut. We came out, killed the witch, and my wife took over her house. There's her cat, Salem. And so then she kind of added on to the house here. This is her enchanting setup. She made a balcony area out of obsidian. It's crazy. I've never seen like somebody just starting the game like make stuff out of obsidian. But I think she has some other storage down here or something, or maybe that's another mine. I know there's a mine down this way, and so she did a bunch of stuff. This is like her own little area. This is all stuff that my wife did. This is her farm and her little wheat and all that stuff. And she has her flowers over there. There's a... Oh, this is something cool too, right? I think this is the right hole. Let's see. Pretty sure. Yeah, yeah. Here's a natural fossil. It's the only one we found. So we came out to help my wife like clear out a cave. She was having a real hard time and dying, and was having a hard time with this ravine. So we came out and helped her with that. She had already been playing for quite a while at that point, and we just stumbled across this in the ceiling, and so we came out and we kind of dug it out. But it's the only one I've ever found in the game. Um, they're super rare to find. But besides that, my wife also found her own village, and okay, I'm not gonna walk the path, but she found a village and she made this little path going through this flower forest. Goes all the way over here. And well, the path wraps around, but it ends up over here. So she lit up this whole village and made sure all the villagers had jobs. Bunch of librarians. Uh, Actually, it looks like it's flourishing quite well. But we call this the pumpkin village because they had pumpkins, or that's what my wife named it. And then this is still the exile house over here. So for her to get back to our area, she basically had to learn how to do enchantments and then get outfitted and go and kill the Ender Dragon. And then she was allowed back into society and to play with us. But with that, I think that's the end of the outer overworld sections. All right. Well, I think that's all for the Nether for me for a while. I'm excited to get back to the overworld, and I started recording this pre-release 1 for 1.18 was just released, and now pre-release 4 is out. So and a date has been announced. So there's like 2 weeks until version 1.18, and I have a ton of things that I would like to get done beforehand. So I think I'm gonna try to do some stuff in the overworld on the base before next time, and just get some things ready. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.